Rich Vogler, he's admired, he's feared, and with some he's despised because of his driving style. But the Hoffmans out of Cincinnati, Ohio love him like he's family. Tonight at Indianapolis Raceway Park, Rich Vogler and the Hoffman family have one thing on their mind: winning. USAC sprint car racing provides plenty of close wheel-to-wheel competition, and you never know what's going to happen. Hello, everyone. I'm Dave Bowman. You know, for 61 years, the Hoffman family has been involved in auto racing, yet they've never won a championship. Well, a third-generation Hoffman has teamed with Rich Vogler, the winningest driver in USAC history, to chase that first title. Join me today as we meet Rob Hoffman and the hidden heroes of Rich Vogler and the Hoffman racing family.
This episode of Hidden Heroes is brought to you by Fram Filters, Bendix Brakes, and Autolite Spark Plugs and Wiring Cables, which are all quality products of Allied Signal.
Call this one the paradox of pit road. Our hidden hero, Rob Hoffman, is a college student who totes books instead of wrenches, making a name for himself in a business where the slide rule is don't slide into anything that doesn't move. Product of a wealthy family that lives behind stone walls. Grandparents and parents all there on an enormous plot of land outside Cincinnati. Rob's a 25-year-old wizard who splits his time between Gasoline Alley and Fraternity Row.
Well, it's very difficult because racing is so much more fun than going to college. So my college career suffered a lot when I was a little bit younger and more immature, but now I think I've grown up a little bit, and I'm going to be able to finish college within a year and have my degree and maybe get a real job.
He's 25 years old, and he still hasn't graduated from college. Not that he doesn't have the ability. It's simply because he quits in the middle of term and decides automobile racing is more important.
62-year-old Gus Hoffman, Rob's grandfather, was bitten by the same bug. He started barnstorming Model Ts when there were still horse and buggies on the nearby streets.
I went from a T model to an A model to a B model, and then finally I got a midget called a Black 7, and he called it the Little Jewel. And it was a little jewel. It won many, many races. And I just recently bought that car back, and I'm going to have it restored to its original condition.
I think he's trying to immortalize cars. I mean, just like some people may have a home for wayward street folks or whatever, I mean, he's got a home here for wayward cars. If they're rusted out dumps, he wants to immortalize them. He wants to get them all fixed back up into their former self, or at least an approach to that.
Dick Hoffman, Rob's dad, and Gus failed at one thing. They never won a championship. The urge for a championship has grown stronger now for 3 generations. And now comes Rob, the 3rd generation, the college boy. But he's not a preppy. Racing's in his blood. He has a fierce burning inside that demands victory. It's so elementary in his mind.
I like beating other people. I don't know, the spirit of competition that you have with other people, whether it be a bicycle race or a motocross race or a sprint car race. I like competitive spirit. I especially like to win because it makes you feel good that for that moment in time you did something better than anybody else did at that time.
As Rob looks on, Rich Vogler sets an IRP qualifying record with a time of 20.5 seconds.
I think Robbie enjoys the learning, engineering, building part of the racing. Yes, he enjoys the success that all of his ideas, put it together, the success being that he wins races, everybody would enjoy that.
And so, Rob Hoffman leaves college behind again to take the Sprint Car Championship sabbatical.
We asked some Honda owners why they switched to Dodge Spirit.
It's much roomier than a Honda.
You're not crunched in the back seat as you were in a Honda.
I feel that I'm getting my money's worth.
Dodge Spirit has an airbag.
Could save the life of someone in the family.
It's really built for travel.
It feels more solid than a Honda.
For me, Chrysler's making a car that's competing head-on with the Japanese.
Dodge Spirit, an American car Honda owners can be proud of.
Joe Amato. When he goes out for a Sunday drive, he goes with Autolite. But Monday through Saturday, Joe goes one better. Autolite Platinum, the premium performance plug for your everyday driving. This Joe's not your average Sunday driver. And Autolite Platinum's not your average everyday plug.
Hi folks, this is Jackie Bushman, the Buckmaster. If you enjoy the great sport of whitetail deer hunting, you'll love being a member of Buckmasters. You'll receive 6 action-packed issues of the Buckmaster's Whitetail magazine. Whether you're a gun or bow hunter, we'll bring you up to date on the newest innovations to hit the sport. How-to articles to advance your hunting skills, and humorous deer hunting tales by deer hunters just like you. You'll also receive your choice of a real tree or blazed orange hunting cap, a vehicle decal, a handsome embroidered patch, a sample of snow seal and sport wash, a booklet on how game animals see the ultraviolet spectrum, and 1 quality scent from Wellington Leisure Products. Your total membership package retails for over $50, but is yours today for only $20. Don't miss this opportunity to join thousands of deer hunters in an association designed just for you. Your membership package retails for over $50, but is yours today for only $20. Call now, 1-800-238-9300. That's 1-800-238-9300, and become a Buckmaster today.
The Hoffmans. All 3 generations are at the track again, as that family has done for 7 decades. But this time at Indianapolis Raceway Park, there's a championship on the line. And so the 3 of them, Grandfather Gus, Dad Dick, and Son Rob, our hidden hero, listen a little closer to Rich Vogler as he describes his problems in the corners.
Right at the, not in the center. It was good getting in all the way to the center. I could pick up the throttle real good in the center, but when I got to about
You want to go all the way to the floor.
yeah, no, not in the center. I could go hard. All the way from right in the center it wouldn't kick out, but it would start to kick out the center a little way.
Okay, so when you're, through the center of the corner, you're pretty much straight. It's when you turn out of the corner, you got to turn it a little bit harder, and that's when it's kicking loose.
Yeah.
The Hoffmans are a family steeped in sprint car tradition. But there is, as there always seems to be for the hardcore racers, a beckoning call from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Dick Hoffman, heading up the family motorsports operation, plunged into the IndyCar world head and wallet first in the 70s and early 80s. His son Rob became the youngest crew chief at Indy. He was only 20 when they fielded a car for Spike Gilhousen.
I thought it was a worthwhile pursuit. Not too many people go to Indianapolis. Not too many people can say that, they crewed on a car at Indianapolis. And so I think that's a memory I always have with him. I don't know, maybe he'll go back and do it again someday as a chief mechanic for a big team. They don't take you for real. They think, oh, yeah, there's the owner's son. He's got a title. Oh, boy. He doesn't know anything. And even the drivers have a hard time accepting you because, they've been racing for so long. How can they accept this kid making decisions on the car that they're out there hurtling around the racetrack in?
Rob soon won their trust and admiration. Their best finish was 13th. The expense of running Indy cars forced the Hoffmans back to sprint cars in 1988. At the end of that season, Rich Vogler came to Gus Hoffman with a deal.
And I said, well, here's what I'd like to do. I want to go run a full year of USAC racing, get a commitment from a car owner for the whole series.
Oh, I got a call from Rich Vogler, and he said, I got a hell of a deal for you. And he told me that he had available a Buick V6 engine that was available to us for experimental purposes. And we also had a deal with Hoosier Tire. They'd furnish us the tires for the whole season, and a few other deals that he had.
They know how to be a successful and winning team, and I like that. And then I like their attitude. You know, they've got a good attitude about a driver. Some car owners think that a driver is just somebody that can be replaced. Well, I don't feel that way with the Hoffman.
Led by 25-year-old Rob, the Hoffmans offered something unheard of these days, designing and hand-tooling a car all by themselves. The sparkling number 69 was the result. But the reviews from the Railbird critics at first was a little caustic. The car looks like the Navy, they said. Run it may, shine it must. Vogler felt differently.
I could tell that even though Rob has never built one, he knew what it would take. You know, he knew that the tube strengths and the mechanical part of building it, he knew all about that. Engineering, he knew exactly where to put the engine in the chassis because he just figured it out with a computer, you know, and which I don't know anything about that type of stuff, but Rob did. And he told the computer, we're taking this car and putting a V6 in it from a V8, where should the engine be? And that's where it wound up being.
It's an ironic combination. A veteran driver, a collegiate crew chief, a V6 in a V8 world in a homemade hand grenade. It had all kinds of potential.
Day after day, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., you can save an additional 25% on AT&T long distance. So you get a bigger discount during the best time to call. And you can keep on saving 24 hours a day.
So you can run 4 miles at the time I run too.
It's all possible with the AT&T Reach Out America plan. The calling plan that lets you save money without losing the AT&T quality and service you've come to rely on. But that's not all.
Great.
The AT&T Reach Out America plan also gives you a 10% daytime discount, plus an hour of weekend and night calls, so you can call all across America for one low price. To order the AT&T Reach Out America plan, call 1-800-348-0123. You'll get a 25% discount off our already low prices from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. An hour of weekend and night calls, plus our 10% daytime discount. It all adds up to savings 24 hours a day, and it costs just $8.70 a month. That's the AT&T Reach Out America plan. The plan that's got America talking.
Hi, Grandma. Yes, I'm fine, and so is Harry.
To order, call 1-800-348-0123. Need another reason?
And call, Maria.
The plan also includes an international discount at no extra charge.
I'll be there tomorrow.
You can even get an option that lets you save on calls away from home. Call 1-800-348-0123 for the AT&T Reach Out America plan and save on quality AT&T long distance day and night.
Our waters are in trouble. Contamination and waste are the problems. One solution is for us to change. Conserve and pay attention to what you put in the water. I'm Chris Hillman of the Desert Rose Band asking you to help make a difference. Please keep our water clean. Join TNN, the Nashville Network, in the conservation project, Pure Water, Pure Country. Thank you.
A public service message from TNN.
They are, in their own paradoxical ways, very much alike. True hidden heroes. Rob Hoffman, a college student turned crew chief on track of a USAC championship. Rich Vogler, meek, mild, bespectacled. But put that helmet on his head and a steering wheel in his hands, and he's one of the most feared and controversial drivers in racing. Together, the kid crew chief and the veteran racer turned some heads on the USAC sprint car circuit, winning 5 out of 22 races. Their union could have been a lit match on a pile of fireworks. Vogler has a reputation as a headstrong, hard-charging driver. Rob Hoffman has made it clear he's the boss.
If Rob wants to, if he says, I think this is the way to fix it, and in the back of my mind, I think, no, we need to do, like you said, a 180-degree difference, I will try and push my idea. And if he has made up his mind that he wants to try his idea to fix it, I think I'm open-minded enough to let him do it. And if it works, that's great. And if it doesn't work, he's open-minded enough to see, well, maybe we'll try Vogler's way. He just tells me what the car's doing, and he tells me what he's done in the past to correct the problem, or what he thinks might work. And I'll go back and punch it out on the calculator and come up with some idea, or, you know, just gut feeling. You can agree with him or disagree, and we try to work it out on there.
On this warm summer night at IRP, Rich Vogler has to start last in the first heat. While slashing through the field on his way to victory, Vogler sets another track record in the 10-lap heat race. Still, he isn't satisfied.
We got on hard on pushing coming off. So we need to give it stagger and then hook the back end up some other way. Maybe raise the front end. Is the front end low?
Well, like I said, it could be. It depends on how you measure the frame.
Okay, because that's what it feels like. It feels like we just need to hook the back end up without taking the stagger away.
Rob Hoffman is more than willing to search for that one tiny adjustment that will bring his family, after 61 years of racing, a championship. But it looks grim. Inside, he's having the time of his life.
I've had more fun with this car than I could shake a stick at. Everybody swears that we must be cheating somewhere along the line, but all I did was I took and read the USAC rule book and built a car that was within their rules, but it took every rule to the limit, and I knew where their rules were trying to limit, and I pushed those limits as far as I could. And on that note, we've got a fast race car.
A fast race car that Rich Vogler will push to its limit during the A-Main.
It's really no big deal. Twice as old as most of the guys out there. So I just go twice as fast.
He was the first to break 260. He was the first to crack 280. He's two-time Top Fuel World Champion, Joe Amato. And whether he comes to smash the records or just go home with them, his spark plugs are always Autolite. He's not your average Joe, but then Autolite's not your average plug.
Who had a hit song with the races on before Sawyer Brown?
Was it Johnny Cash, George Jones, or Buck Owens? Think you know? Call 1-900-FUN on TNN and test your knowledge country music trivia. Your answers may bring you great prizes. Each call costs 95 cents per minute. Keep track of the hottest country acts around by calling 1-900-FUN on TNN. Your concert connection to your favorite country stars. Find out who's performing when and where. Each call costs 95 cents per minute.
From the contemporary to hot country picks and the classics. The main event, the A-main they call it in sprint car racing. The crowd at IRP has its villain picked out. Weeks ago, right here, Rich Vogler, driving the Hoffman racer in his own inimitable style, tried to avoid this wreck between Wayne Hammond and Larry Fritz and crashed into crowd favorite Gene Lee Gibson. Now, Vogler seizes the moment. Meanwhile, our hidden hero, Rob Hoffman, sits back nervous. It's been a long 2 weeks after the accident, but Rob Hoffman knows this car he's rebuilt is fast. Now it's up to Vogler, who's been known to go over and through other cars to get where he's going.
I think that he's just aggressive enough to be a winner, and that anybody else that wants to win as much as he does has to drive just as hard.
It's not a sissy game. You don't pussyfoot around a racetrack in a race car. You're there to do the best you that you possibly can.
I don't go to the racetrack to run second in any race, whether it's a heat race, qualification race, or the feature race. I'm there to win whenever I get in a race car.
Vogler's chief competitors is Gary Bettenhausen, whose rear end is enveloped in flames and forces him to bail out. While Vogler avoided the action, Bettenhausen's drive shaft ended up in his cockpit.
Vogler cut the drive shaft out of Bettenhausen's car. I don't know. I gotta look at the car. Hold it a second. I gotta look at the car. Vogler got the drive shaft. Let me see. Okay. Thanks.
Other than burns on Bettenhausen's legs, he's all right.
Gus Hoffman had only one prayer on his lips.
I said, oh, Lord, make this turkey hold up so Rob can say that we finished this race in first place.
Vogler cruises to another victory, one of 161 for him in his great USAC career. The victory puts the Hoffman family a step closer to ending a 61-year-old drought and giving them their first championship.
It's all worth it. Late nights, missing out on parties with your friends, and your social life suffers, but every sacrifice you make is worth it to win.
It's just been a fantastic year so far with the Hoffman's racing team car, and Rob and Dick and Gus and all the people that work on the Hoffman's car are good workers, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
For the Hoffman family, winning was a sometime thing. But for Rob, now that the team is winning consistently, it takes on a whole new meaning. For Hidden Heroes, I'm Dave Bowman. Join us next week on Hidden Heroes as we watch Derek Walker struggle to help Porsche gain its winning ways on the kart IndyCar circuit.
This episode of Hidden Heroes has been brought to you by Fram Filters, Bendix Brakes, and Autolite Spark Plugs and Wiring Cables, which are all quality products of Allied Signal.
It means that I'm the best here tonight, and that's something, because there's a lot of talented people in this group.
Later in the year, the Hoffmans with Rich Vogler went on to Mosport, Canada, and clinched their first USAC Sprint Car Championship.